Frig off. Frig your thing.
You should do karaoke
I should not.
for your first anniversary.
Of what?
Being alone.
That ship has sailed. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a psycho-fantastic episode of Tangents of Horror. I'm Brandon,
And I'm Steven.
and today we're doing another movie. Wow.
I can't believe we're doing another movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought at, episode that we were going to do a little gotcha on them.
Yeah, and
But
just,
it's another horror flick.
it is. Well, yeah. It's a Canadian science fantasy action horror comedy flick.
And it was rated PG for Psycho Goreman.
What? I don't know if it was rated that.
Psycho Goreman 14.
Probably the 14 rating. What is the 14
there was
rating?
so much gore.
So you think it was just R? No.
PG-14 is the
14?
14.
PG-13?
No, don't they do 14 now?
Isn't it
Oh,
something
you're right, it
else?
is
14?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking.
And it doesn't show the rating on Wikipedia.
R,
so.
it gotta be R. There's blood.
There is blood, but it's funny blood. Even if it is R, I'd show my kids if I had
You think
some.
it's funny blood because you're a psychopath.
Psycho Goreman rating. It was not showing up.
Well, it wasn't. It was just in like little theaters.
Just the little theaters.
Do indie movies need to be rated?
Well, yeah, if they're in theaters.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Once you go to theaters, you have to be rated.
Sex
Sex and nudity, violence and gore, profanity.
and nudity.
4 scenes apparently.
Canada 18A. Oh, that's Alberta though.
Maybe that's only where it came out.
Yeah, it looks like
I love that Russia is 12 plus.
so. Probably R, I guess.
Is that not the best?
Yeah.
It's 12 plus in Russia.
Although no, sorry, under sex and nudity it says there's no sex or nudity. A character mentions she's sorry that she didn't bring in pornos. That's about it. Old man says suck my dick.
Oh my god.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either. There was an old man that said suck my dick.
But yes, Psycho Goreman, written and directed by Steven Kostansky.
You're welcome.
Canadian boy.
You're
like
welcome.
us. We're Canadian boys.
And my name's Steven.
We went over that. I'm Brandon.
Oh, you're right.
We did, because we opened with that. That's crazy. Starring Anita Hosehana, Owen Meyer, and Matthew Ninabar as Psycho Goreman.
Anita Bar, I hardly know her. Who played the dad?
I didn't write that down.
He's the best actor, though.
It's true. The dad
He's
is...
quite legitimately the best actor.
He is. He was in BioCop, which was a fake trailer. Well, no, it's a real trailer because it's there. But the movie that it's a trailer for is fake.
Well, a fake trailer is also a trailer that's there.
Okay. Bygones be bygones.
Let bygones
Agree
be
to disagree.
bygones. Ashes to ashes.
Dust to dust. Psycho Goreman. Frig off. The dad.
Rich
Why
Evans?
wouldn't he be here first? That's crazy.
Matthew? Maybe his name.
Oh, Adam Brooks.
Adam Brooks. What a guy. Oh, I love his face,
Funny
too.
as fuck.
We got to
Looks like
watch all
he's
his
in-
movies.
Yeah. Father's Day, The Editor, Man
Chow
Board,
Boys.
BioCop. Yeah, he was the...
Oh, he was just the bad
Yeah,
businessman.
And he gets his head ripped in half.
Yeah, right down the middle.
Right
Like
fucking down the
cutting
middle.
a piece of wood.
It was beautiful.
Now, the opening scene in Psycho Goreman
Star Wars.
is Star Wars.
Yeah, we get an opening scroll, is it?
Yes.
Scroll?
Scroll. I like scroll. I like scroll.
Is it called a scroll, though, because it's scrolling across the screen?
Yeah.
I always thought it was a scroll like those papers that you open.
Oh, a scroll.
That's what I mean. Is it like, which one is it? Oh, is it an opening crawl?
That's it. Yeah, you're right.
Wow, we
You're
were
right.
off anyway.
No. You put them together. Scroll.
So crawl, whatever.
Yeah, it's a crawl.
So yeah, one of the things I loved about this movie is the fact that it paid so much homage to classic franchises, I guess.
And it seems like this is what these kind of production studios thing is that they pay this homage to these 80s fucking RoboCop.
80s and 90s
Terminator.
in this sense. Because this whole movie seems like fucking Power Rangers on crack
Yeah,
to me.
I got Power Rangers vibes, Star Trek fighting scene vibes when they fight the big lizard men.
You called out one thing that actually I read is an homage was the Transformers thing.
Oh, the Allspark into the chest.
Not that, the first one you called. Someone's literally named after a Transformer.
Oh, Starscream,
Yeah.
and his name is like Darkscream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently the way he takes the crown, like Psycho Goreman takes the crown and crushes it, apparently that happens
Oh, okay.
with,
with
Optimus and that character
not
as well.
Optimus, Megatron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Either are. Yeah.
And I noticed they loved doing flashbacks or
Flashbacks. Those were incredible.
what happened on the Gygax.
Gygax, even that's a callback to, you called
Is
it Dungeons and
is that
Dragons.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at me. I'm a guy.
Well, this whole movie is like a love letter to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Starting with, I'm assuming, the opening Corral, which is a call out to Star
I
Wars.
think you said corral.
Corral. Don't know.
Crawl.
We don't think about that crap at
Crawl.
home. If you want to know what the opening crawl said, it was basically just like, there's a planet called Gygax. There's these crazy light beings.
Okay, if you're not going to do it justice, there is an unnamed evil on
Okay,
the
you already screwed
planet
it up.
Gygax. And he, how
many
dare you?
moons ago on the distant planet of Gygax, a nameless evil reigned supreme. This ruthless being had amassed power. Before he could fulfill his dark destiny, the forces of light banded together and in their most desperate hour toppled the Dark One from his throne.
I give you a 1.2 out of 5.
He was imprisoned in a
God.
planet far beyond reach, for if he were ever to be released, it would spell certain doom for all of existence.
I liked how you picked it up in the last half there.
I had to, because
Yeah,
you
the
were
last
starting
inning.
to
Good.
say that I sucked.
No,
I
but
don't.
I'm glad you work well under pressure.
It's true. It's how I work.
I just have to say that you're doing bad.
So after the opening crawl, we get Luke and Mimi, brother and sister, playing Crazy Ball.
And they're fucking cuckoo. I can tell you that
I'm
much.
glad you continued that way.
Yeah.
They're fucking... No.
Oh, God. No, they're fucking cuckoo.
Yeah, they're
dude.
cuckoo. Because they made this game, I'm assuming, and it's all about it's like dodgeball, but with jumping jacks and punching each other,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
That's about
But only
it.
during the switcheroo.
Yeah,
mind
only
you.
during the switcheroo.
And how many points do they need to win? In Crazy Ball?
67?
67. And doing a switcheroo when you do get to punch them, how many points do you win after that?
You get all of their points plus one.
That's correct, Brandon.
Yeah.
That's correct. We're a couple of Crazy Ball aficionados.
I would say let's try and play it in the near future,
Yeah.
but
Patreon.
maybe. Yeah, Patreon. Everyone come to Toronto, fly
No,
up
just
to Canada.
me versus you, and it chooses who introduces himself first in the podcast from that point forward.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
and you have to beat me in Crazy Ball to take the title back.
Luke loses, which is apparently something that happens all the time.
Yeah,
Poor
well,
Luke.
he's not confident.
Well, I think she just says
Saps
he
that-
loses as well. I think
Yeah.
she cheats sometimes.
Yeah.
Mimi's not a nice sister.
No, she's not a nice person, I would even go as far to say.
No.
She has no empathy for other people's lives. She's very self-absorbed.
No one tells her what to do.
No one tells her what to do.
Frig off. That's right. Frig yourself. Sorry, it's a good song.
And she
It's
does
sucking
say
my-
that. She says
sings
that.
it.
She sings it. She says it. It's in her lexicon. It's in her vocabulary.
And because he lost, he has to dig a hole. The loser hole.
Dig his own grave, mind you, because she's going to bury him.
That's scary. You can get diseases from that, like worm shit.
Worm shits.
Yeah, worm shits.
When you shit, there's worms in it.
And you don't know what those worms eat.
That's the
So
true
you don't know what's in their shits.
horror.
It's horror. Horrible. But they find something when they're digging. Their grandma.
They find the grandma. The Mimi goes down.
That's what Luke says, at least.
Yeah,
but
she's like,
but
"Oh."
grandma's in hell, Steven.
Yes, so she couldn't
And
be
she's
here.
there forever,
Yeah.
according to Mimi.
Mimi goes down the hole, sees a little pink device, and does some fucking bop it, twist it.
Luke does.
Luke? No.
Yeah, she makes him do it.
Doesn't Mimi do it and she says first try?
No, he does. He gets it first try, but she takes the jewel. The gem
That makes
of-
it even more, because I'm like, well, she found it. Because even Luke says that later on. She found it. It's hers.
Well, I think because she just takes it from him. It's
Oh.
Mimi.
God. A disgusting character inside and out.
She's so nice.
And she's a little,
She's nice by the end. She learns her lesson.
She might be a little on the spectrum.
I don't know.
She was a little too hyperactive. She just that unawareness of social cues.
She not compares. She relates to PG.
She relates to PG a lot. Yeah,
There you
because
go.
he's very unsocialized too, and they kind of learn together and build a relationship together. And it's very beautiful.
He's not from this planet. He's from Gigax.
He's from Gary Gygax's home.
Gary Gygax.
I wish they would have name dropped like the kind of demon he is and related to something in Dungeons and Dragons handbook. Thank you.
Well, I wouldn't want it to be too much.
No, just the name drop so that we can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, they name drop Gygax. They name drop Starscram.
Transformers. And then we meet Alistair, a little kid he's a friend of Luke, but Mimi has a crush on him.
A little crush. Well, not necessarily. It wasn't love, she said. She said she's just going to stay with him for a very, very long time.
That's only because she doesn't want to admit it. That's the type of character she is.
Well, she said common law, like mom and dad, after that whole bit.
Well, that's because that's what she grew up with.
That's all she knows.
That's why she's like PG.
Yeah.
And by the end, PG is like, I'm going to go and I'm going to take over the universe with love.
Yeah.
Love
and he does.
cannons and lasers.
Beautiful.
And then he comes out of the ground.
Yes.
They take the jewel and he's like, what the fuck? And you see the hand come out.
Yeah. Right now he's unnamed, mind you.
Well, what do they call him? They call him the something of darkness and shit.
He's an unnamed evil.
He has names. Like
he has
people,
names, that call, but he himself.
Like legendary.
Yeah. Legendary Dark Lord of the Gygax.
Of the Gygax.
Of Gygax, yeah.
So he comes out. Oh, I love the scene when he goes to the warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
And he kills the fucking criminals.
The punks. Yeah.
And the homeless guy.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone gets caught.
You stole this? This piece of shit.
He says, suck my dick.
Yes. There you go. We figured it out.
Oh, that's right.
Because, he's like, is it the homeless guy that says it?
I think so.
Yeah, because he says it to him because he's like, why'd you steal this fucking picture?
Yeah.
And he's like, it was dark. I grabbed what I could and it was a really nice frame. Not anymore. He throws it and it hits PG. He's like, what the hell are you doing here?
PG catches it.
Oh, does he catch it? Well, it doesn't show.
Yeah,
he's holding it though. That's right.
He's holding it.
And you hear this is cool because PG kind of like mumbles something and like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
And he adapts to our language.
Yeah.
And then he even calls it something and he's like very primitive.
Yeah. I wonder if there was an Easter egg with the language that was written on the screen, the subtitles.
Oh, probably.
Because I mentioned it was Klingon.
Yeah. I don't know what Klingon looks like.
Was that the first thing I said about Star Trek?
I think so.
I said that was Klingon?
Yeah.
And then
because there's no fighting scene yet.
Uh-huh. And you said there's no way you could know that.
Well, there isn't. There's a good guess if that's what it is. It could be Elvish for all we know.
It wasn't, though. And I would have said Elvish if I was thought it was Elvish.
If you thought.
There's
a difference between thought and reality. Don't.
Not for me.
Uh-oh.
My thoughts are reality.
That's a shame.
I think nothing that is made up.
I'm a little scared right now. I'm not going to lie.
Scared as those punks while they're getting ripped apart by the unnamed evil.
He doesn't kill them all, though.
No.
He kills 2 of them by ripping their heads off.
Yep.
Great effects.
Yeah. Awesome. And they only spent, $60K on just SFX alone?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think that didn't take a lot of their budget because I think the director is a guy who does that.
Yeah.
He does it himself.
Well, yeah, that's why this was like a love letter of a movie. He wrote it. He directed it. Rips their heads off. The blood just spurts out. Very trauma, if you will, like Toxic Avenger and shit.
Yeah.
And then I like the last guy who was the asshole to the homeless dude.
Yeah.
Who was like, don't kill me, I don't want to die. And he's like, I wouldn't give you the opportunity to die.
The mercy or something.
The mercy. And then he basically puts him in like a trance where he's in some sort of other dimension of just pain.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you see his eyes just kind of like
spinning
rolling around.
in his head. Yeah.
That was so fucking cool. Yeah. So he's just kind of waiting there, chilling out. The kids, I love their little knocking.
Their knock language.
What's it called? Morse code?
Yeah.
I wonder if that was actually Morse code. No? Like, you know that for sure?
No, I think they were doing syllables from what but Mom didn't get it. All the captions followed like syllables, and they did the syllables of each word, but Mom just said, go to fucking bed now, and it didn't match up.
Yeah, that was the only downfall of knocking on the wall.
Yeah, Mom's
your parents are going to hear it.
But that's payback for when they do in their bedroom.
You're thinking of the last movie we watched.
The headboard was right up against there.
Was it? Oh, yeah, I guess so, because that's where she...
Yeah, she turned around.
I don't think that's going on, though, because she doesn't seem like a big... the dad's lazy, remember?
Yeah, common law.
I'm surprised they were even in the same bed. Seriously, the dad is so funny.
To be so curious about... I guess he's friends with the director, I would assume. Because he's been in
Well, yeah, if he's like an
Yeah.
indie actor and the director's done more indie
Yeah.
movies, because the only movie I've seen that he's done is The Void,
Yeah.
which I'm sure we'll watch eventually because it's very Lovecraftian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
And,
I love.
oh yeah,
I love Lovecraft. The Mist was one of my guilty
The Mist.
pleasures.
Yep, we did that movie.
Oh, that's right. Commentary
true.
track. Check it out, guys.
The same people who did the music for this movie did it for The Void,
The Void.
and even
Oh.
they did a bunch of trailers too for like big Hollywood movies, which was really cool. What were they called?
I'm
What
trying
were
to
they
remember.
called?
They didn't do 50 Shades. That was another.
No, it was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of them.
50 Shades.
Blitz/Berlin. It's Blitz /
Yeah.
Berlin,
Double
which
slash.
is cool because it's a Canadian trio of composers based in LA, California.
Yeah, of course.
And it has Berlin in the title. So
Yeah.
it's like 3 different. I love it.
And it's a trio.
It's a trio. They did Blade Runner 2036 Nexus Dawn, which I know it's an animated movie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's anime.
Oh, you wouldn't shorten it.
Well,
Animated to anime.
but you know what I mean.
I do.
Good. Good.
I'm just playing with you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play and you wouldn't play with me.
I have a friend.
No.
Oh,
You keep
crap.
refusing my playing.
Damn it. All right. Our recording machine's scaring us a little bit, so I'm just getting a
He's
little...
just glancing over. All right.
So yeah, eventually the kids, they go to the hole that Psycho Goreman dug out, and the adults are there too.
Yeah.
Because the wife looks at the claw marks that are coming
Yeah.
out.
What could have that been? Oh, I think it was what did he call
hobo
it?
tried to
hop the fence and fell right into the hole, and he just fell right in.
tried to jump over the hole. I forget the word he
Yeah.
uses, but fell in and then tried to crawl out.
Yeah.
And she's like, or it was raccoon. She's like, no, Sharon,
That's
that,
crazy.
That just doesn't make any sense. And considering this was filmed in St. Catharines, Ontario, which is
Yeah.
only like a couple hours
Yeah.
away from us,
Yeah.
it would more likely be a raccoon than a
easily.
hobo.
Yeah. I don't know how St. Catharines is doing. Who knows?
Pretty sure it's pretty clean over there. I mean, even still, we have more raccoons around
Yeah.
in Ontario in
Than
general.
hobos.
Unless you're in Toronto.
Yeah.
Are there raccoons in Toronto? I
Yes.
would assume so.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
they-
like a buffet.
They like eat at the restaurants. They sit down.
You see like chefs going out for smokes.
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
like,
Yeah, and they just
want one?
here you go. Hey buddy, and they're having smokes too.
Good shit. I love raccoons. They're cool.
The city, the Big Apple.
They're like fat raccoon, or
They are.
they are fat raccoons, like fat squirrels.
Yeah.
So we met Alistair. Poor dad. Though he might be the funniest character, but he's also the biggest bitch.
The most heartbreaking character. Because we see the potential in him.
I mean, he is lazy.
Yes.
That's what's funny about
But
it.
it seems like he's lazy out of like just frustration.
Except for one thing that he says. Because when she first calls him lazy, he's like, I can't believe you said that to me. My parents said that to me. My teachers said that to me. And now you're... So it's like,
Yeah.
so you are lazy.
Yeah.
And you've always been lazy.
He knows nothing else.
Which is funny because you do feel for him
Yeah.
at the same time. But
Yeah.
he is what he is.
He-
like what people are calling him.
He has all the answers to his problems, but he's not quite there yet.
Worse luck, too.
Yeah.
Because they basically vote for him to fill the hole. It's
Yes.
a big hole.
Yeah.
And he hurts his hand right away.
Yeah. He like snaps his wrist in half. And there's like an actual like
He doesn't snap at that time.
I think there is. Is there not a gore shot in this one?
No,
of the
that's
shovel?
later.
No, he just
This one, he's just like,
right.
oh.
I thought he was doing a bit.
I thought so too.
I'm like, is he just getting out of this? But no.
Unless he was, and then
Yeah.
the snapping was like karma.
Yeah. That's right.
Or open for interpretation.
The boy who cried wolf.
Yeah,
Interesting.
basically. Because he barely does anything to snap it. He
Yeah.
gives PG a high five.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler scribe. Hey, watch out. Happens in the fourth act. You're never going to see it coming. Dad gives... I almost called him gore shit.
Gore shit. Oh, God. No one wants to take a gore shit.
I've had a couple of those.
So the kids finally track down PG to the warehouse, and they find out that PG is controlled by the gem of Resnite.
That comes from the...
It comes from his planet.
And who made it? The Sidians.
Is that what it said?
Nope.
Oh.
I just
heard it was like it harnesses dark power. It was an ancient relic from
Harms?
Gigax.
It's not like kryptonite to him. He needs
No, it harnesses. Like it
harnesses. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that, like the origin of it. But she realizes she can control him, which is funny.
Yeah, the acting was very eclectic throughout this whole movie.
It just reminded me of a Canadian movie.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Just hyper characters.
This is when they come up with his name.
Yes.
They go through like Dinosaurus Rex.
Yeah. That's cool.
Grim Lord.
Yeah, that's cool too.
And then I forget, she comes up with Psycho
She
Man.
comes up with Goreman. And then
he
she
comes up with Psycho Man.
Yeah.
One of the two. And then she kind of puts them together after he
what's his
stops
name?
clapping.
Just-
Luke.
No, the PG. Psycho Goreman.
Psycho Goreman.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of them says Psycho Man,
yeah.
one says Goreman, and she's trying to just get PG to do shit in the background. And at this point, he's clapping.
Yeah.
She's like, just shut up. It's like, you just told him to do that.
Shut the frick up.
And then she finally says Psycho Goreman. That's his name.
Yeah.
Badass. Is beautiful. And this is when we get our first flashback. Outer space scene, because she says, what are you? Where are you from?
I don't know why, right when you said flashback, I had the... Do you know when... Did you watch Arthur?
No.
Okay, well, there was a sound that played whenever they had a flashback, and I just had that in my head. Thank you.
There's always a sound when people have flashbacks.
Yeah. What's yours?
I always think of Wayne's World. Have you seen that? At the very end, they go through different endings of the movie.
Oh.
But every time they do it, they stand up and go, boop, 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 and everything starts waving.
Oh.
So that's what I always think.
You're telling me 22 Jump Street didn't come up with that first?
The movie?
No. At the ending of 22 Jump Street, they showed 23 Jump Street and then 24 Jump Street.
Do they do boop in between?
No.
They probably maybe got inspired by Wayne's World. But no, Wayne's World was 92, 91.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
94?
I knew that.
Well, I know, but you asked if they got it from 22 Jump Street.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, I was more using
meant
hyperbole. It wasn't really a serious thing, but more so that 22 Jump Street did the same thing, but I did it. I proposed it in like a silly question way.
Most people just do the SpongeBob stuff now. That's usually more for like 22
bubbles?
minutes. But there's the bubble, almost for any kind of transition, like a few moments later, the bubbles. There's so much.
1 week later.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Now, are there different ones in the show?
Yes.
Okay.
There's like
I was wondering
5
if
hours, 20 minutes later.
one like lifetime later.
Yeah.
Okay, so people aren't like making
No,
them.
no.
Okay.
One eternity later is definitely one.
So that's why that's just easy to use.
Yes.
Psycho Goreman, though.
He's probably lived for an eternity.
He is pretty old, I would assume. We don't even know how long he's been buried for.
No.
But we do get a flashback from Gigax, and I love
the miniatures, stop action,
the miniatures,
stop motion.
the giant, like Aztecian looking
Oh,
buildings and shit. And so we find out, because in the beginning it sounds like Psycho Goreman is a bad guy, but he's really not at
He's
first.
king of the world.
Yeah, he was just
Essentially.
on Gigax.
Yeah.
And then there are these beings called the Templar, which are kind of angels
They
in a way.
resemble like Valkyr angels.
Yeah. And they claim that Gygax is a religious, like,
Cult?
not cult, but like a religious ground, hollow ground.
Oh, right.
So they take over they enslave PG and everyone on the planet to build their churches. And as PG is digging in the dirt, he finds the gem of Night Rex
Yeah.
and puts it in his chest. His chest opens all cool and
Yeah.
it closes up and it gives him those pink lines all over him
and glowing eyes.
glowing eyes and he busts some asses open.
Oh,
and,
he busts.
Oh yeah, he whoops them new stuff.
Actually, the punks, when they first saw him, they called him cockless, I think.
Well, yeah, there's nothing down there.
Yeah, he's like a Kendall, rather.
Well, he kind of reminds me of a cooler looking like orc from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like in the face at least.
Yeah, that's right.
He has like cool bony shoulder blade things going up.
And so Mimi leaves him there and gives him a magazine and says, "Here, read this." Is this when that happens?
Because she's getting annoyed. She gets annoyed. Every time he tries to tell a story, she's the one that's like, okay, get on with it. Here's a magazine.
Yeah.
No. They leave him there alone first.
With nothing?
Yeah. Because they didn't know he was there. So they're like, okay, go sit over there. We'll come back tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they come back in the morning, they bring the TV VCR combo that I want.
Yeah.
That one would be perfect.
With Astral, what's his name?
Alistair.
Alistair.
Yeah, that's why they go back. They
Yeah.
they need to go back.
And they show Alistair Goreman.
And that's when they bring the magazines. What's in the magazines?
Hunky men.
Hunky men.
Why
no,
would
is
he-
it hunky men or hunky boys?
Hunky boys.
Yeah.
And then he said, why would I want to read a magazine of hunky boys?
And then it just kind of slows down and pans into his face.
Maybe I do want to read a magazine of hunky boys.
Or do I? I don't like hunky boys. Oh, sorry. This is when he tells the story.
Oh, okay. And she says, shut up and take the mag.
Oh, no. The first outer space scene was the council. So we saw them quickly.
Ah, yes.
So there's like a space council that knows he's awake, and it's led by the main Templar Pandora.
Yep.
Very cool looking.
Yes.
Kind of reminded me of like an angelic. What are those big robots?
Evangelion.
No, 80s. It was a really popular. Like it was almost like the opposite of Transformers.
Where someone piloted the robots?
Yes.
Gundams.
Gundam wings. That's what she kind of looks like. Because
Oh,
she has
yeah,
those like big things coming off her face and the wings on her.
She's very like Roman-y sort of.
And she almost looks like a statue.
Yeah.
Like a robot statue.
I don't
It's
know
weird.
why Valkyr is the word that comes to my mind, but I've definitely seen whatever the word I just said visualized like what she's dressed up as.
Well, there's also the statue of like her god that looks like her, but more
you know,
nicer looking.
you know
and it's
Kid
got
Icarus.
Hmm?
You know Kid Icarus.
That rings a bell.
Pit from it's a classic Nintendo game, NES.
Yes.
Very much that style.
Mm-hmm. And I love the characters at the table too.
Yeah.
My favorite one was the. It was like a skeleton body or something, but then it had the glass with just the brain.
Yeah.
And you could tell it was just someone's hand
Yeah.
in the
Just-
mouth.
Yeah, just an actual sock puppet.
Or the snake, because she wants to get a disguise to go down to Earth, so she gets an Earth being
Yeah.
and turns her into a cube, like
A
squishes her
blood
and then
cube.
eats it.
Yeah. And rubs the blood on her face.
And the snake, the way he's just like, oh dear. He puts his hands up.
Yeah. The brain in the glass jar, is that a reference to Mars Attacks?
It might be.
Why do I feel like it reminded me a lot?
That could have very well been. Good call.
I had to close my eyes to come up with that memory. I had to look through a folder. That was insane.
Well, yeah, because that's a very old school looking alien at one point. 'Cause the Mars Attacks movie was based on like a magazine from way long ago.
Oh, is that right?
Mhm.
That like probably did like real UFO scares.
Probably.
Yeah, like that radio show where people thought UFOs were attacking or something.
War of the Worlds.
That was it. Yeah.
I think that was like in the 50s.
That's what that movie's based off of.
Oh yeah, that was like a teleplay or whatever they're called from back then. Yeah, the movie with Tom
his name?
Tom Cruise. I was
Yeah.
about to say Tom Hanks.
Oh,
That's been made
Cruise.
like probably 2 times before,
Oh, wow.
like as movies.
That's great.
Oh, and then when they leave, he uses the TV
Yeah.
to get in touch with his crew.
First time he goes, what I said while we watched it, goes against one of her orders while she's holding the gem. So far, he has done everything to a T, but this one he kind of played with it. He didn't necessarily go, because she said, now watch some TV and learn how to be fun, and puts the TV in front of him. And he's just sitting on the couch and then gets in front of the TV while there's a cartoon playing. And then he fucking grabs the TV. He's like, oh, this has power. This will do. And contacts Gigax.
Yeah, he's like, he calls the ghosts of the energy world or some shit. I thought that was cool because it's kind of like they use the same technology but in a different way.
Yeah. Oh, I would love if he called for that, the ghosts of the energy world, and then you just see Yahoo, MSN, LimeWire.
Which app would you like to use?
Yeah, the Clippy.
You have a collect call from. So he calls his crew.
Yeah.
This is the guy, the Dark Scream, Scream.
He had Moon Scream. I don't know why I'm saying Moon. Dark Scream, I think it was.
So he tells them that he's been freed, but she has the gem. They have to come and kill her so that they can free him. So they're like, yeah, we're on our way. And then we get another great dad scene because he made dinner for everybody. He wasn't lazy. Well, he made it in the microwave.
Oh, that was it, because it brings the flavor out.
Yeah, he makes chicken, and I forget and broccoli or something,
and
because the mom's
gravy.
like, come back and eat your broccoli. And she's like, no.
What does she say?
Superstars don't eat broccoli or some shit like that.
Phenomenal.
And then the dad's like, oh, at least she ate my chicken, and looks at the plate and everything's still there. And the mom's like, no, she didn't. And he has kind of like a tear in his eye almost.
I like to imagine that the relationship between the director and this actor is like we have Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's very much what this reminds me of.
Well, when we watch The Void, I'm gonna keep my eye out to see if he's in that.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Because there's some characters in that movie as well. It's a lot more. It's more serious than this. Though.
Okay,
it's dark and crazy and cult like.
Yeah, this one is just super.
It's just fun.
It's Goosebumps. It's Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's just Canadian classic.
Well, like I said, if I had kids, they were like 10.
Oh,
I'd probably put it on.
Because it's watermelon explosions.
It's literally Power Rangers with gore.
Yeah.
Because even at the end, when they show him destroying everything, he's a big monster in a city.
Yeah.
Like one of the, I forget what they're called in Power Rangers when they grow big, but
Mechazoid.
You know what I mean. Yeah, that's what they're in, but I know the monsters have a name. It's a Mechazoid or something.
Wow,
yeah.
I just said something.
Pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I haven't watched Power Rangers since the original in like 92 or something.
I remember watching that on a black and white CRT. I don't know why I had that in my kitchen.
How could you tell them apart?
I didn't. That's why I stopped watching it.
It'd be funny if you watched that and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That would be
just like
at least the
point?
Ninja Turtles have the weapons.
Yeah, true.
Power Rangers, you could only tell by the slight variations on their helmet because they're each like a different prehistoric animal or dinosaur. I forget.
Was that the original? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think that happened later that they turned into dinosaurs.
But on their helmets, there's still like.
Isn't there? Yeah, there's one that's like ribbed.
Because the red one's a T-Rex that would show it when they did the Mighty Morphin time.
And did they really originally turn into dinosaurs?
They wouldn't turn into dinosaurs, but that was like their...
That was their thing? That was their bit?
Yeah, each one had the power of a...
Rangers makes
T-Rex.
Yeah.
And whatever. I don't remember
any other dinosaurs.
One was a pterodactyl. Yeah, because their mechazoids were animals.
Right.
Pterodactyl, there was a T-Rex, was a... the big prehistoric elephants, I think. There was a saber-tooth, a mammoth.
Saber-tooth.
I'm missing the blue one, I think.
Was he a water one?
I don't think so. I think he was just another... Oh, I think he was a triceratops.
One with the tusks and the big plated head?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to picture the scene when they all jump into them.
Smart
it's the exact same thing every episode. But yes, that was there's definitely a big inspiration on this movie.
Yeah.
Especially the fight scenes. I'm surprised there wasn't sparks every...
I
think there was.
When any aliens fought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was basically the scene that was pure Power Rangers.
Yes.
And the fucking cop just shooting randomly. So yeah, that comes right up next actually because we get the montage first.
Yes, the karaoke.
Yeah. After they turn Alistair into the big brain.
Yes.
Because she
That's
says
right when they leave.
Yeah, they want to leave, and she basically says, "I want him to like me," and he's like, I forget what he says, but he says like, "Oh, for the prince of this, I did this to his people, and they loved him," or something like that. And she's like, "Okay, do that," and he just turns him into this big brain with arms.
Yeah, tentacle arms.
Fucking good though.
Yeah, and he's wet. Whenever he walks, he just leaves a fucking soaked ground.
And by the end, everyone just kind of accepts it.
Yeah.
And then we get, it just randomly goes into the boom, 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 boom.
Great music.
And that was a bad snare sound.
It sounded like a hi-hat, my friend.
Yeah, it did. But that was supposed to be PG hitting the snare at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's right.
Which they should have kept on the soundtrack. I'm just saying. Honestly,
oh my God. It would have been great, too.
Because the snare comes out on an offbeat anyway. Yeah. So you could have just said, we're just one of those bands. We're slightly math rock.
Yeah.
We're a little prog.
we're a little
prog. Just for that note. They're not playing the instruments. Well, I think PG might be, but Luke...
I know, right? PG kind of looked fine.
Well, it's easy to keep a beat, especially that one, so it was just like boom, boom, boom. But the kid, Luke, they could have at least taught him
something.
Anything.
Yeah, just have a guy who plays guitar on set and just say, where should I be putting my fingers generally?
Because he's doing the one finger thing, and he's just kind of moving it, chords. Not even with like the bass. He should be playing a bass, technically.
Yeah, no, whoever, this trio that did this music was really fucking spot on. Just still gets that 80s synth and fucking sound too.
And there's no reason for the montage.
Yeah.
They're just walking around and shit. We see one part, probably the worst effects, but still the funniest because the kid's like, "Hey, asshole, nice Halloween costume." And he just blows up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Just from across the street. Like it's fucking, Morgan Freeman is God.
Oh, Bruce
Jim
Almighty.
Carrey. Yeah, it's like when he flips the skirt in Bruce Almighty.
Oh, yeah.
Except someone explodes.
Just go with the gorier version.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that you caught on that this was filmed. I know we already said it,
Yeah.
but you were like, was this filmed around
Yeah,
here?
it looks
so I like that you're cluing in to that certain backgrounds look like our area.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because I thought the same thing when I watched it.
I'm not... I wish I would have said it earlier because I was thinking that when they were in the backyard, and I'm like, that fence looks like shit near us.
Well, even the houses are usually similar.
Oh,
It's bricking, it's brick and siding, and just the way they're shaped.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so similar. So we get the montage. We get... he tells them about the warrior's death, which is when he eats people, which is fucking crazy.
Wonderful.
He sees... Oh, he tries to get free by turning the brother against the sister because she calls him fat and takes his french fries. And he's not, like, fat in the slightest.
Oh, I love that song. Shut up, you're fat. I'm going to finish these fries.
And it's cool how he gets in touch with them because he goes into, like, his dream world. And it's just him surrounded by zombies.
Yeah, yeah.
And when
he's in the nightmare, he went past the dream
yeah.
world. He went to the nightmare realm.
And I just like that they're done talking. He's like, so what do we do now? He's like, we just wait here for your nightmare to finish. And the zombies are just kind of crawling around.
Yeah.
You're coughing on the awesomeness that is Tangents of Horror.
Welcome.
They try teaching PG Crazy Ball, which might be my favorite scene.
Oh, yes.
Because he's dressed in human clothes.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Enough that I know
that you did notice
exactly,
that was what the I forget the character's name, but the one that looks out of the Jeep and with the hat and is it safari hat?
Yeah.
I was gonna say cowboy hat, but it's
and
not
he's got
cowboy
sunglasses on.
He's even got the red bandana around his fucking neck. They're teaching him fucking Crazy Ball. He has no idea what the fuck they're talking about. And two cops pull up.
Yep.
And I like the one, they didn't teach us this in the handbook. And he's like, forget the handbook, just start shooting. And PG's looks at the kids and he's like, I should be letting these hit you.
Yeah.
And he walks towards them and he just melts one of them. That looks so fucking cool.
Oh my, the effects were amazing.
Because it went back and forth between an actual guy and then there were a couple shots where you could tell it was a dummy.
Yeah.
But I want to know what they were melting.
Yeah.
Because it must have been more than wax.
It reminded me of the Indiana Jones scene where you take the Holy Grail and he just melts. It very much that.
It reminded me of that and sort of the movie. They don't melt, but when their heads explode.
Oh yeah. Mars Attacks.
Huge brain fart. I am so sorry, horror fam. Scanners.
Ah, there you go.
Like just the way the head looks, and then of course that cop still lives because PG doesn't like killing anyone.
He likes suffering.
And he pulls a Batman on the other one and says, go and tell your friends that the darkness is coming and I'm going to kill all of you and blast your asses. And I don't know why I keep kind of turning into Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Blast your asses.
Get to the chopper. But then PG's response for the guy being there is, all right, we have another guy to play crazy ball with us. And she starts explaining the rules and she's like, do you understand? He's like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because he can't talk anymore. And she's like, see, at least one monster understands it. He's just telling you what you want to hear.
And mind you, during his transformation into this beast, his gun has fused to his right hand.
Oh my God. When his partner goes and runs to the car and he doesn't have the keys and he's like, Jeffrey, hand me the keys. He's like, He's like, damn it, fuck it. And he just keeps running. Greatest scene. And then I don't know how they end up in the forest. Oh, he looks up and he just says, something's coming.
Oh.
And then because it's getting all like cloudy and stormy.
Okay,
And then his crew comes.
Because that might cut back after he goes to the police station. Because then we learn.
Oh, when we see Pandora going to the police station.
Yeah. Comes to the police station looking for him.
Oh, yeah, because the dad goes to pick him up after that fight. So, yeah, this is cut between Pandora as the human.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how did she track him down? But I'm guessing she just went to the area that she buried him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So she goes to the cop station, somehow knowing that they're like the protectors of this realm. Yeah. And she hears the guy talking about what just happened, but the guy she's asking isn't listening to that.
Yeah.
So she's like, have you seen a big fucking monster? Blah, blah.
He's
He's like,
at the
I have
desk.
no idea what you're talking about. He's like, are you not listening to what I'm saying? He's like, Nope. He just turns around, keeps going about his business. So she knows what's going on. They're still near the car.
Yeah.
I forget how she ends up at the house, though. How does she know to go there?
Do they trace it back to the kids? Does she see the kids leave?
Or she just traced the hole?
Yeah, maybe just went back to where the hole was.
Okay. But yeah, so this cuts back to his crew showing up.
Yeah.
So he's all excited because he thinks they're going to free him. And they're like, no. Nope. He's like, what the fuck? And the kids get pissed.
Yeah.
So they basically let these guys kick his ass. Because they're basically allowed to do what they want because it sounds like they turned on him. They're the ones that gave him up to the Templar.
Yes. And because that was a deal that the team and the Templars came to, that they would spare them if they gave them the unnamed evil. Gore. Psycho Man.
Psycho Goreman.
Psycho Goreman.
Such a beautiful name.
I should just call him PG. I understand why they abbreviated it.
I always thought it was that because it seems like such a PG movie. Other than the gore, like they don't, like the kids, they say frig off.
I
like
guess
it's
so,
almost a little underlying like, joke.
Yeah.
At least because apparently everything that was filmed with the kids were filmed separately than all of the gore.
Makes sense, yeah. Because they would not react the way they reacted in certain scenes, especially the shoe factory scene.
Oh, when he actually gives them the warrior's death?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So his crew is pretty fucking cool looking.
Yeah.
Right out of like a Power Rangers nightmare.
Yeah.
The main guy kind of just looks like I don't even know how to explain him.
It's your typical henchman.
He reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. There's one that's like a big cauldron.
Yeah.
But has like a glass. It almost looks like half
a
cauldron.
washing machine.
I was gonna say like a washing machine.
Lava or blood?
It was blood, but with like dead bodies in it.
That's right. Yeah.
And like two arms that were just spouts. One was a witch doctor that just had a whole bunch of heads on a hood
and spoke Japanese.
That you caught that, and she had a staff with a shrunken head on it.
Yep.
Who are the other ones? Oh, there was a C-3PO wannabe.
Yes, with a bird.
But it was with a bird. But he had a mustache, and it almost looked like he would have had a comb over.
Yes, yeah.
Like he looked like he would have been proper.
Yeah.
If he was.
He looks like he's a bellboy at a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. And was there one more? I think there was one more.
There was, off to the right. Was it just a big fatso? They always need one of those.
I think so.
And they're always the most forgettable. Here's the one that looks gross.
And they start beating the crap out of him because...
well, first, the laundry machine one sticks out its little hose and just sprays blood in slow motion. And then it goes back to just regular motion, and people are just watching this going, oh... The two kids are watching him getting sprayed with blood, and they're like, oh.
Well, I assumed that was almost like the PG thing, where it was an excuse for it to be bloody.
Yeah.
Because they're like slashing him up, but they're kicking his ass for a good minute.
Yes.
There's no blood. Even though we find out they only hurt him because they had taken his blood from a past battle.
Yeah.
And did like a spell on their swords.
Enchanted their swords. Yeah.
So he wouldn't have been getting hurt anyway.
Yeah.
It would have just been annoying.
They used his own blood against him, kryptonite.
Yeah. And it was cool blood. It was like pink, purple goo that was like glowing. And
it looked like that looked like ASMR slime videos.
Mm-hmm. It was a good slime.
When he put his finger on his wound and...
Like those, there's the videos where people get excited. They're like, this slime is a really good slime. It's like, that's awesome. Yeah. I didn't know there was different levels of slime, but good to know.
Oh, the slime community is fruitful.
See, my favorite slime is that one where you take water and just put cornstarch or whatever.
Yeah.
And it only turns to slime when you put your hand in it.
Non-Newtonian fluid.
Yes. Cornstarch. That's my kind of slime.
Yeah. Depending on the impact, right?
I think so. I haven't done it since like kindergarten, but I always remember it was so cool.
Patreon.
That's crazy.
Patreon.
What would we do?
Do that.
A pool stream or whatever, and
we
just
put cornstarch in a pool
and
stream.
Try and get in it.
And then we try to. You could get in it if you go slowly,
or get on it.
Could
we float on it?
Well, no, you have to be constant.
Do you have to be moving?
You have to be constantly like moving for it to harden or something.
So what if we held something that was vibrating? So we were vibrating.
Well, yeah, we put it in our butt so that when we sit on it, it'll constantly be moving.
Gore shits. Oh man.
Don't make gore shits in your
dear.
cornstarch.
No, don't. So yeah, they do their battle. He finally kicks their ass because the girl's like, say sorry. And he's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, you didn't mean it.
And then he says, little one, I'm truly sorry.
For everything I've put you through, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, all right, yeah, that's cool. You can kick their ass, sea bass.
How dare her make that the bar when she can't even apologize herself, must I add.
Oh, 100%.
She's never apologized in the whole movie, and yet she expects that of others.
Well, I think this is her first lesson.
That she never learns from.
Well, at the end, she says sorry.
No.
Yeah, she does. She doesn't say it. She knocks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She couldn't say it.
Because that's who she is, but she knocked it. She's one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. So...
I love that song.
It's so good. Classic.
I listened to that while I played a free-to-play first-person shooter in 2008.
It's a good
called
soundtrack.
Combat Arms by Nexon.
It's a good soundtrack song for a first-person
shooter. Thank you. It is great.
Dad on Toilet. Oh, yeah. This was great. Because right after the fight, I was so confused the first time I watched this. I thought it was another character that was the same species or something. But yeah, Psycho Goreman, like we said, he gets sliced during the battle. I love how he kills some of them because for the laundry machine, he just like breaks the glass and they start leaking everywhere. The main guy, we already said, he kicks his ass and just breaks his crown, and he is the first one that gets a warrior's death.
Yes, that's right.
So basically, Psycho Goreman's mouth unhinges. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it because I've already seen people on Twitter say that he kind of looks like the guy from Jeepers Creepers. Oh, okay. It's kind of like that, and maybe it's even a callback to that.
It's more Geiger.
It overdoes it. Like at one point it goes so big, like it's bigger than him.
Yeah, like reaches to the ground, he turns into a bulldozer.
Yeah, so I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of monsters that have like...
Yeah, like the xenomorphs. Don't they have a expanding mouth like that?
A little. They more have the thing that comes out.
That's right.
You might be thinking of the Demigorgon.
I could.
That has four flaps.
That's what I'm kind of... When they have like that antlion sort of pincer.
Well, yeah, like Jeepers Creepers has that.
Oh, okay.
Or Tremors kind of had that, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
The extra jaw.
Yeah. Love those guys.
I wonder if there's a name for that. Like if there actually is...
Check the D&D manual.
Well, in real life, if there's a name for something that has two jaws, are there animals?
Snacky?
A snacky?
A snacky and a cobra.
I like to snacky on your whatever you said.
On my cobra?
On your cobra. Oh.
That's the sound that cobra makes.
That's a meal. Oh.
Oh, a mealworm.
Yeah, so the dad on the toilet, he's dying, and they need a ride, is basically what it is.
Yeah.
So this is when the mom's yelling at the dad that he made the chicken in the microwave and calls him lazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't call me that. My parents call me that. My teachers call me that. How dare you? She's like, name one thing you've done lately. Yeah. And then you see him on the toilet. Name one thing you've done lately. Yeah. I've been to college. I have a bachelor's degree in whatever. How smart are you, Karen? Damn it, I should have said that. And you just see Goreman's face. And it's one of those old school, just like really bright light angel coming to like visit you. But he's yelling at him. Yeah. You come save me. Come find me. Yeah. You gotta come find me. He's just on the... You should have heard him poop.
Oh, yeah.
When that was happening. Yeah. Or like at the end when it's done, just poop.
Yeah.
Because then he gets up and he's like, but where are you? And he comes back, he's like, I'm at the corner of Highway 11 and blah, blah, blah. And he falls into the...
And Ryerson Road.
In Ryerson Road, he falls into the bathtub and he's like... I don't know where that is. You go left on your
Take two lefts and then just go right down the river.
He just keeps coming back and screaming at him. And so he goes to pick him up. This is when we see the Templar go to the house because then they pull up and the mom's like, oh, I forget what the dad's name is, but he's like, Dad, get in the house. He's like, no, I'm going to stand up to you.
He's just sitting in his car.
And what was the one thing? As soon as the Templar starts talking, Psycho Goreman's like, "Oh, hello, Pandora. I could have heard that voice wherever. Why don't you show these humans your true form before you enslave them for all of eternity?" And then the dad's like, "Hey, Karen, kind of sounds like my marriage to you."
And he like chuckles to himself.
We need more of him.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just a big blooper reel of everything he does.
Honestly.
So they eventually drive away. Luke teams with the mother and the Templar.
Typical.
Pandora.
Yeah.
Don't want to open her box. Oh, she has sights to show you. Because we reviewed Hellraiser. Shout out, check out that episode if you haven't yet. You crazy. So
I learned about priests.
Some cool priests.
Hell priests.
Angels to some, demons to others.
And Jesus wept.
There's only one way to save PG, though, Steven.
How can you do this?
Tell me. I don't know. I forgot.
The only way to save PG is to ring a bell on a Christmas tree.
You put bells on your trees? Tree? I have trees.
You've got too many.
Well, actually, no, they've got to shove that gem back into him.
Oh, they got to shove that gem back into him so that he can heal his wound.
His wounds.
Oh.
Yeah, and become the ultimate evil ass blaster. Yeah. That just keeps coming up.
Gore shit.
Yeah, gore shit. Maybe that's where it came from.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry. The one thing we forgot to mention during the fight scene, the fucking cop is just randomly shooting
at one point he even fucking turns the gun on himself and like tries to die.
Well, I think that was a show. Okay, so this cop is inspired from that BioCop because it's the same director.
That makes so much sense.
And in that trailer, there was like 3 different times when he's trying to he shoots himself in the mouth. And his cop
his partner
is like, BioCop, what are you trying to do? And like, end it? Come on, we got shit to do. So yeah, he was taken right out from that.
Just constant pain.
I really wish that BioCop was a full feature. Even if it was just an hour, it looks funny. At the way it ends.
Yeah.
Who knew that you would meet your bestest friend? And he's just sitting there like, oh my God. If you haven't checked it out, guys, go on YouTube.
It's 5 minutes.
5 minutes, BioCop. It feels so much longer because it's literally a whole movie in a 5-minute trailer.
Tells the whole story,
And if you like Psycho Goreman, it's the exact same. It's the same, but if it was more on the adult side.
Yeah.
Like the humor is the same, but it's darker, grittier, and so much more gorier. Like when he rips the actor who plays the dad in half.
Yeah.
So well done. So yeah, they've left. They drive away. They go back to the warehouse. Fucking, this TV won't stop bleeding.
Yeah.
when PG is calling on his crew, the TV just starts bleeding. Yeah. So when they go back to the warehouse, the dad picks it up and he's like trying to turn the channel. He's like, it just keeps bleeding.
His TV won't stop bleeding.
They find them in the warehouse eventually. Not before the mom turns into a Templar.
Yes, because the Templar granted the mother strength from her holy powers.
She turned into a Power Ranger. Yeah. She Mighty Morphined
and she had cool Iron Man missiles on her shoulders.
She did. She couldn't walk though. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
that was funny.
She was like waddling. It was a very makeshift costume.
Well, it was her first day.
Yeah,
first day in the new boots.
Hey.
So yeah, they go.
Jesus.
There was a lot of ums, and I'm noticing
and mums.
I don't like it.
There's mums and the ums.
Mums and the ums. Yeah, because she agrees, like, Mimi agrees to actually give the gem back. She can't find it.
Yeah.
And, of course, that's when they show up, and Luke's like, I took it because I'm a bitch.
Yeah, because I just steal things. I'm fat.
When really it's just because she won't say sorry.
Well, and she's been emotionally manipulating and injuring his brain.
And won't apologize
with her words.
If she would just say sorry. They're brother and sister. They're bonded.
Yeah.
They got to clean the slate.
Maybe they were connected at birth.
Maybe. He looks older, though, so that would have been weird. Just
saying. It was a long birthing process.
Just a couple years.
You know how the pizzas come out of the ovens when they're on like the rollers and they just kind of pass through?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was like.
Oh.
He was baked, and then she was getting baked in the womb.
I want to get baked.
In the womb?
Who's getting baked without me? That's just rude.
Who's hotboxing that womb?
Oh, that'd be funny.
Would it be?
I don't know.
I'll make the movie.
Will you?
Yeah.
I say you just pitch it to Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Templar code calls. Oh, yeah. She's beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
She's got him in like a fucking force field.
If you're the warrior you truly call yourself.
You need to be honorable.
You need to be honorable.
Templar code.
And she's like, bitch, you can't beat me one-on-one.
At
hand
anything.
To hand.
Hand-to-hand
And he
combat.
said, who said hand-to-hand? He chooses the game. And
Me!
Oh, that's right.
And everyone stops. What? What do you want? What now, PG? You choose the game. What does she choose?
Cuckoo ball.
Crazy box. She's a crazy girl.
Oh, I just got reminded of Crazy Sticks from Little Caesars.
Crazy.
And so it's the mom the Pandora
Team Suck.
and the boy, Luke, versus...
I don't remember the other team. Team Awesome, probably.
Oh, they had names?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Mimi named them.
Oh, of course.
It was Team Suck and Team something else.
Was it the cop? Mimi and PG?
Oh, was the dad not there?
Oh, right, the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to the cop? I think he's
No,
just
wait,
in the...
did the dad? Yeah, that's right, because he bantered his wife.
What happens to the cop?
They send him home? I don't know.
Does he eventually die somehow? I can't remember. It should have ended with him just like walking away somewhere.
Because he's not at this car scene when they call for Dad to pick them up.
Oh, so...
Did he die in the forest on the run?
Oh, yeah, maybe someone killed him during the battle?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's sad. Rest in peace, Biocop.
Yeah. We'll always think of you.
The first time he shoots the gun is funny because they're just walking through the forest and it randomly goes off.
He says thank you, doesn't he? When he dies.
No, that's the guy he pushes over in the warehouse.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And the mouth moves on the ground.
Yeah.
Just the skin.
And I remember one part when the cop waves at someone. Is that when they're leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
they just left him to live his life out.
All right.
Just
He was so good. Him and Alice are like all the side characters are the best characters in this movie. And PG's pretty badass. So it's saying a lot.
It is.
Saying a lot. So the honorable battle
and
crazy ball. And of course, no one understands the rules.
Yeah.
They're about to start, and the Templar Pandora's like, "So wait, what is blah blah blah?" And she's like, "Nope, I'm not. Nope."
Can you explain the switcheroo? She said.
Oh,
Nope. Sorry.
that's like the easiest part of the game.
I know, right?
It's me. It comes down to Mimi and Luke. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's all like, "You never say sorry," blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And of course, they do the switcheroo. She just runs at him and hoofs him right. Well, not hoof because it's not her leg, but punches him right in the gut.
Hoofs are... I've never heard that for kicking.
Really?
This hoofs him. No, that never got to me.
It maybe it's like a farmer thing. It's like
Yeah. You got hoofed by that cow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, probably more a donkey or a horse.
That's true. Those asses do kick.
They do.
Ass blaster.
You got to be careful. They're strong, man.
Oh. Strong as an ass.
Donkey.
Oh.
A little donkey.
He's
kick.
strong in other ways, too, because he conceived it with a dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Very strong.
I got to watch those movies again. Apparently, they're working on a new Shrek. I say leave them alone.
Yeah.
Just
kill them off in the first 5 minutes and then start a new IP.
Or just start a new IP. It takes place in a fucking world where everything is just fairy tales.
There's Candyland.
How hard is it
Swamp.
to just do another story in that?
In a fairy tale-esque universe.
I mean, they did. It's called Puss in Boots, so we're wrong.
What'd you call me?
So just do more in that world. Anyway.
I heard Puss in Boots was really good.
I heard the first one. Maybe the
There's
second.
a sequel?
Pretty sure. And it's funny. There's a ripoff of it called like Cat in Boots or something.
Oh, no.
And it's so like exactly the same. It's hilarious. But it still has like semi-famous actors in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. It's so funny. Where were we?
Switcheroo.
So, yeah.
Punches
the
gut.
them. They win. He gets
That's
to
it.
eat
Yeah.
Pandora.
A warrior's death.
And I like it too because he makes it sound like it's the most honorable thing to do. But every time he does it to people, they're like, no,
Yeah.
not that. No.
Yeah, even Pandora was screaming, and then the family left, so they didn't watch.
Luke's just like, yeah, we should go now. That's like, why?
You probably shouldn't watch this. And he was staring the whole way out.
And this is where right before he eats her, the dad high fives PG for winning
Yes.
the game and literally snaps his wrist with the bone sticking out.
Yeah.
And Pandora pushes the mom at one point, and she turns back into human mom. And the dad's holding her, and he's just like, Karen? She's like, what happened? He's like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, you have to take me to the hospital. I think my hand's broken. And right away, she goes back to being herself. Like, she rolls her eyes and just, like, looks away. It's so funny.
And he looks at Luke. He's like, can you drive?
Or when he picks up PG, you don't think I'm lazy, do you, PG? You've never met before.
Yeah.
You've met once before this. Oh, fuck.
Such a good character.
Oh, my God. When she destroys his Hunky Boys.
Oh, my Hunky Boy.
That was fucking hilarious. When he just fucking gets so pissed. And this is when she says sorry to Luke. Knocky, knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
And PG has his little speech where he is now going to spare their lives and their family.
Just the family, yeah.
Just the family. That was another funny scene. What about everyone else in the world? Oh, I forgot.
Mimi.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he gives a speech about how he knows what love is now, because he asks that like kind of throughout the movie, and how he's going to take over the universe and destroy everything
With the
using
power.
love.
Yeah.
So he goes through a portal and just starts blasting shit out of his hands, like
Immediately.
lasers and blasters, and
blowing up cars and buildings. In, like,
and then
New
later
York
on
City.
the TV, he's like giant, like
Yeah.
Godzilla, just blowing up cities and shit. So good.
And the family just watches on.
And then nothing happened to the Gigax Council. They were just watching on.
Yeah.
I never understood these sports.
Yeah.
See, that would be a great continuation to see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, it leaves it open.
Yeah, because then the council could say, like, oh, we got to go back and just get back our guy.
They still need to get him.
Yeah.
And maybe people want to take revenge for the people he killed and his crew.
Yep.
There's probably more Templar out there and shit. So it could be a cult that goes after him.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Whole mothership gets him.
But from what I've seen, it didn't make as much money as it used to make the movie. So
That's not what I saw. I thought they doubled their money.
no, because it was like $1
that's
million
right.
to make, I think.
No, it was a few $100,000. I want to say it's 400,000. You're right. Did they make only 80K?
Let's see. IMDb.
Because COVID fucked them up a lot too, right?
Oh, yeah, that was another big thing.
IMDb
I
doesn't
saw
say
it earlier.
budget,
Where
does
was it?
Oh, it's usually on the Wikipedia.
No, it didn't. It only said, oh, yeah. So budget $1.5 million.
Hey,
And then gross
95K.
oof.
Oh, that's what I read. The 40K opening weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out, well, what was it, 2020? Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that was right when
Oh.
COVID hit.
Oh, not rated. There you go.
Interesting. I was going to say maybe it wasn't in theaters here.
It was probably theaters, like little theaters.
Select theaters, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we don't get a lot of,
Oh.
to be honest. Kind of sucks.
Unfortunately. Come
I
on,
know.
drive-in. We have one drive-in near us that...
Well, that's more than most people.
Yeah.
We're pretty lucky for that. So that was Psycho Goreman. What I was going to say about the sequel. I wouldn't mind if they started a campaign. Like
true, Kickstarter.
a Kickstarter, yeah. Because this movie has a huge cult following.
Yeah.
So
And
I
the-
think they could do that.
The effects were inexpensive, if I'm remembering correctly. So, well, that's why he makes those, like, trailers, too. Like,
right?
It's just so well done. Even the trailers are so...
I'm just
gory.
looking at the trailer for Goreman
Yeah.
is now playing. So good. Just his design is badass, too.
Well, then, here we
The pointy ears and shit.
A
All
lot,
right.
lot of positives on your part here. What do you
Yeah.
give it, baby?
Oh, it might be like a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
5 out of 5. It's hard. I love this movie. It was so good.
I'm sorry.
It just took. I don't care what you. Don't say sorry.
I'm sorry.
What? Just say it.
Well, I want to hear you praise it a lot first.
It literally reminded me of everything I grew up with. Fucking Transformers, Power Rangers, sci-fi, fucking the montage reminded me of School of Rock, which I loved growing up.
So then playing to nostalgia worked very well on your end, is what you're saying.
Oh, and it's just a great story. Like you don't hear about a lot of like galactic. A lot of the Hollywood ones are just franchises that have already take on a lot of stuff that kind of already been done before.
Yeah. For me, the story was... I mean, it's not, like, it's not epic worthy. Maybe,
Well, it's an indie film, too, so it's like...
I think good writing can come from the littlest list of films.
You don't like the writing, eh? All right.
I'm shrugging my shoulders.
Okay. Interesting.
It's not the best.
All right.
It's very indie.
Yes.
I'll give it that. I don't have the high expectations, but because it's indie, you know, it at points felt like a film school sort of.
So you would
short
really
movie.
hate trauma films. Films.
If they're good, I like them. Like, but the camera shots were basic. There wasn't any incredible cinematography I remember seeing.
It felt like more of a TV movie to me, but
I mean, it's
some
not
TV movies are the greatest movies in my mind.
yeah, I agree. But if it's shot beautifully, and this wasn't shot too beautifully, the two kid actors were all right. I like the personality of Mimi, but their actual acting themselves wasn't crazy. I look at it for a whole picture. I really enjoyed it. But I give it a 2.3 out of 5.
Why? Just say 2.3 out of 5. Why do you have to gyrate?
I was going to make a vibrating joke and call it back to the non-Newtonian fluid. It was too much in my head.
Gore blast.
Gore blast. Gore shit. Did you know that's actually a music
so
artist?
Like a half.
It's an artist on Spotify, Gore shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Poor guy. Oh, I got to stop watching the trailer. I might just watch this movie again after you leave.
I bet you will, and I wouldn't hate you for it.
Good.
Gore shit's a fun little flick. Put it on. You could always put it on the background if you just want to fill void at a party. I think it's a great thing to throw on. It's always funny to look at.
Do you think that one day I'm going to be normal again?
I'm sorry, Brandon. I can't answer that for you. And
that was Alistair. Do you not remember that part?
No, but I was doing like a joke.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that was
a funny
it
part. Ends on Alistair sitting with his family.
Well, no,
dinner.
It ends there, but there's the one part when he leaves for the last time, and she's like, Alistair, where are you going? And he's like, do you think I'll ever be normal again? She's like, no. But I like you just the way you are, and she gives him like the little kiss.
Yeah.
And then it ends with him eating dinner with his family. Fun fact, the mom in that scene is Pandora. Like the same actress.
Hilarious.
Crazy, eh?
There's the sequel material for you.
Oh.
She works with Alistair.
Maybe Pandora can't be killed and PG poops her out. That's crazy.
And she comes back as the goriest shit.
The goriest of shits. The Pandora gore shit.
Don't open that box.
All right, everybody. I think that's about it.
Guys, if I could give you all individual kisses, I could. I would.
He would. If he could, he would.
If I could, I would.
There you go. There you go. You're a poet and you didn't even know it.
How many kisses would a would, what? Follow us on Twitter. Don't Tumblr, Instagram.
No, do the Instagram. Twitter, Instagram, Apple Podcasts. Spotify. iHeartRadio. YouTube. TikTok.
Sirius FM.
And slap those stars. Just slap them.
That's a little violent.
They like it.
Well, guys.
All 5 of them.
If all 5 of you like it, then keep doing it.
Yes.
Oh, all 5 stars.
Yes.
Not all 5 listeners. That's
what
I thought it was.
We might have more than that.
Thank God we do.
But yes, thank you for tuning in.
This
has been Tangents of Horror. And don't forget,
always eat your vegetables. That's just a nice message.
That is a nice message.
Broccoli.
Broccoli's good. Cauliflower?
I like it with dip because it's a little dry on its
I like
own.
it with dip. Or salt and pepper and a little butter.
I've never
tried.
Or
breaded. Oh.
Stop.
Breaded cauliflower.
Cauliflower bites, baby.
Breaded gore blasts.
Okay.
Horse shits. Gore shits.
You ever have shits that look like cauliflower?
Maybe like cauliflower bits? I call them popcorn shits.
Now you're a poet and you know it.
Yeah. Freak off. Freak yourself. Why don't you sing with me when I do it? You always ask me to sing and I do it and you're just like...
No, I ask you to play. I don't ask you to sing.
You've asked me to sing before.
Yeah, at karaoke.
Yeah.
You refused.